All right, so last week y'all got a sneak preview of this with no audio, but hopefully this one works this time.
You're now a proud owner of one of Diamond Dave's Ninja Teaching Flicks. Honey, let me see the sign right now. Come on in here, Ninja. Here's my Ninja at Diamond Dave's Ninja School. Come on down. What we're going to teach you, hold that, Lord. What we're going to teach you in our first episode is a proper stance and a proper kung fu. And you got your Judy chop, all right? You got your karate chop, and you got your ninja chop. Now, what smart thing to do is like when you use a judo chopping, you gotta say it, for you beginners, like a Judy chop. Because what you don't want to do is like be a Judy chopping and a kung fu kicking, and there goes your leg. There ain't much home for a one-legged ninja out there.
Welcome everybody to the Plumes of Hazard. I am your frozen co-host, the Angstful Vapor. To my left is lovely and talented Foo Bach, and right down there below me is the Voider Wardies himself, Maspaz09.
Welcome.
Thank you, Arsenio. Slange.
Send me some of that cold down here, please.
Yeah. So, Foo was just saying right before we went live that it's bad. It's bad in Texas when Angsty's been wearing sleeves all
I said this
week.
in the Discord. Everyone was talking about this article and that article. You know what? Fuck all those people. I don't know those people. I'm like,
Yeah.
The situation is so dire in Texas.
How dire is
wearing
it?
Sleeves. Angsty's been wearing sleeves all week, and my boy Colin, he's just like, fuck, that's bad. So
Yeah. It is true. It has been awfully chilly. If you're not aware, we and other places too, but Texas was kind of hard hit with a polar vortex, and it got down to temperatures where we're not unaccustomed to. Like we routinely have temperatures in the teens and sometimes even colder. Sure. A couple of times a year, but we also got a lot of snow, which is unusual, but it was actually good snow because it was so cold, and it has been so cold for the last week. It was fluffy. It was actually really, really nice. The problem is we lost, there's a lot of people that lost power. And when it's 0 degrees or negative degrees, which it was for a while, and you don't have power, and some people don't have water.
yeah, spray your Rain-X, people.
Yeah, I got to spray that Windex on stuff.
I was talking to the Shaker. He's
Yeah.
a construction man's. He was working in Texas a couple years ago on a project, and he said that.
Don't say the names.
Oh no, I'm not saying the names, but the project he was working on, basically, they had to lay pipe 8 feet underground.
Yeah,
They had to run an offset from the existing pipe that was only 1.5 feet underground. He's like, generally, that's just how Texas rolls. They don't put their pipes very deep. That's part of what exacerbated their situation.
yeah,
The pipes got froze.
Yeah, there were some pipes that got froze. That is pretty weird, but that's why we don't have basements, right? We don't need them. Just 99% of the time, like it's not like we need them, because usually when it gets cold here, it gets cold for a week or less.
Right. Well, and also too, it
down.
gets cold, and then the sun comes out. And it gets
Right.
a little bit warmer, but
Right.
yeah,
We've had sustained sub-zeros for days and days before this, which is why all the snow stuck. And then when the snow started happening, it was like in the low teens, and then it was in the negatives down here, which is pretty cool. But it was pretty cool to see all the snow, the fluffy snow. Usually when we get a winter storm, it's like raining in 32 degrees. So we get sheets of ice everywhere, that's bad. I mean, then you're just sliding everywhere, and it's brutal.
Like the dude in his truck in Nashville.
Yeah, like the dude in his truck in
You
Nashville.
saw that shit, right?
Here, let me show you. Here's some of the Masty found.
No.
Impossible. By the way, I'm supposed to be having a beer right now. I'm having coffee for some stupid reason.
It burns fossil fuels. We don't like that in the city of Austin. Ugh, that's got to be green. And that is another problem. Now, granted, it wasn't the majority of the problem, but we had we've
10%.
got we get like 22, 23% of our power from wind, and apparently over half of them froze. The
Yeah,
windmills just froze.
10% of your renewable energy sources went down.
And I was reading into it, like, you know, we know what Texas is all about, what they were,
Yeah.
what brought them to prominence. Remember that scene from, was it Ocean's 12 or Ocean's 13, where Brad Pitt dresses up as the geologist and he's telling what's his face that his shit is built on a fault line?
I don't think I saw that one, or I don't remember that anyway.
Wait, was it Ocean's 13 they triggered the earthquake? It is. Okay. Anyway, sorry, spoilers. They trigger an earthquake in Ocean's 13. And in the beginning, Brad Pitt, he dresses up as a geologist, you know, long hair, glasses, shorts, cargo shorts with the button down. Of course, only Brad Pitt looks hot doing it.
Yeah.
And he's telling Al Pacino's character, who's the villain, that is like, you know, here's a thing. Here's like a seismic count, you know, detector thing. Basically, that was like, it was like a thing for Texas, in that like global warming has been kind of coming, this, that, you know, random parts of the country. I'm like, listen to your fucking nerds next time.
That's right.
Spray some Rain-X on your grid.
Yeah, Tovaz, yeah, it's cold and it's winter, and that's normal. The cold isn't the problem. There's no power. That's the problem. No power is not okay when it's 0 degrees outside. That's a bummer.
It's also the length of how that temperature is for how long it is.
Yeah, it was a pretty big drain. I mean, Texas is one of the few states in the union that has a surplus in its power grid. We routinely ship power out because we've got too much. But not when everybody in the whole state is sub-zeros.
Go all those years paying other people's tabs.
And that's what I was talking, you know, in the hangout earlier, talking about, you know, that a lot of people, you know, you know, they're like, oh, well, you know, the snow and the lines, and they didn't keep up and all that stuff. Well, a big problem is that people don't understand that, and if they've looked at previous, I mean, come on, we're in Florida. We know what being without power feels like because of something that Mother Nature causes, right?
Right.
And all that does is knocks the shit down, and they build it even stronger, and then it knocks it down again, and they build it even. So they're learning from that, right? So not every place has that. But I heard an interview earlier today where the guy was in charge of the power distribution and stuff like that between companies for 14 states. Okay. And one of the things that he was mentioning that a lot of people don't think about is he said a lot of these systems will, if it gets to a certain point of overload, they will autonomously disconnect themselves from everything else. And now you have the possibility of being without power for a week instead of for a few days.
Right.
So, and you know, that was back in the day when AC versus DC and the power lines and stuff like that, that was one of the draws to DC, where AC, if you knock that generator, you know, out of sync and it had to get itself off the grid, it was going to take a long time to get that grid, because you had to get the grid back up now little by little by little.
Right.
And
you can't just turn on a switch, right, and flood it in.
Right. Exactly. And that's what's crazy. And I knew about it, and you just forget about it because Texas had nuclear, wind, solar, gas that just rolling outages and Mother Nature doing its thing, and then overloading. Yep. And, you know, they had to take especially doing all of that while still having to protect the grid for hospitals, right? You know, police stations, stuff like that. So, right.
So yeah, it's because it's not necessarily because of the unexpected cold, although that happened. From what I understand, is half of the fans froze up because they they didn't make the cold weather fans because we're Texas, right?
Sure.
So they didn't do that. And then the other problem is some of the natural gas generators also, a couple of them went down
pipes, and the pipes actually froze.
Yeah, a couple of the pipes froze and they had problems there. They had to disconnect, which then led to one water station, water treatment plant around here shut down, which means right now I'm under a boil notice, which I've never even seen before. I've lived here for what, 25, 30 years or something. Never seen it before, but all of a sudden I've got to boil my water for the next couple of days because they just can't guarantee that it's as tasty and delicious as it normally is. It could be some bacteria in it, so
Like,
that always
that Diet Coke.
Yeah,
well, that always
or you can drink Diet Coke.
Brush my teeth with Diet Coke.
That always happen if their regulated pressure drops below a certain level. It doesn't mean that there's actually something bad in the water.
Right.
It's just that there is a possibility
there could be
coming in from the pressure. Because if you have a leak, you don't have the water pressure to squirt the water out.
That's right.
And
that plant was only out for like less than a day. It was only out for a few hours really, and then but now they're still recovering. Same thing as the power. You can't just turn it all on. They got to get through it. I'm sure they got to flush shit and hopefully not shit.
It would be interesting, Anxie, to see what your closest Walmart has going on, because if you ever drive around the back, and I'm not in chat, if you can put chat link in our chat,
I get you.
But at least down here, there was a push a few years ago, more than a few years ago, when we were hit back to back by those 3 or 4 hurricanes. 2003, 2004. Biggest problems were gas stations without power, grocery stores without power. So there was a state mandate where gas stations now had to have a generator and like a big generator to run all the pumps and do all of that. You have fucking huge tanks of gas. It makes perfect sense to just fucking put a generator and feed it off of it.
Yeah.
And that was a big problem. People thought that they were running out of gas, like the trucks couldn't make it down here. No, we ain't got no power at the station. What are you gonna do?
Right.
So one of the things that, and I don't know if this has happened at every Walmart, but at the big super centers, they would have to truck in these fucking huge tractor trailer sized generators to run all the refrigeration and all that stuff. So Walmart a few years ago basically has on-site gigantic generators that they have placed like in their back parking lots with switchgear equipment and all that other stuff. And as long as they are certain sites, what they can do is they can turn on those generators if the grid ever gets overloaded and start feeding power to the store, and anything extra they make, they can start back feeding through the electric grid, which is, it's pretty cool, because if you have an area where the Walmart is using a good amount of power, but there's an issue, and basically the power company can say, Walmart, can we take you off the grid for an hour? You run on generators, and that can, and that's what power companies down here have been doing. It's a partnership between the business and the power company to basically prevent things like that from happening, because it is such a big deal to not have those brownouts and rolling blackouts and then have your grid completely go down.
Right. Because
Because once it fucking goes down, it is like you're blind.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, at least down here, dude, there's a lot of sensors. There's automatic transfer switches on the lines to where, a tree or something fucks one of the lines up. It can self-heal. It can turn off.
Yeah.
And this has only happened, I assume, is because we've had our shit knocked down so many times.
Yeah, totally.
Right? So
You've learned.
They've had the perfect scenario for going through this stuff.
And the opportunity for it, sure.
And the opportunity for it, and to, I guess, be live.
And that's the thing now. It's like, that's our thing. And is that we're not going to spend money ahead of time.
Yeah.
When that's just not our way here in this country. Now it's like Texas got hit, and I was like, okay, now we got to spray Rain-X all over our shit.
Yeah. So they've been rolling out stuff like that here periodically, but it's always a slow rollout, right? But I mean, they've been trying to push me. I think right near me they're rolling out the smart meters and stuff like that. That
So you don't even have the smart meters yet?
Yeah, they've got them, but they're not
Oh, you
on
got 'em.
everything. So
Gotcha.
they've been rolling them out for a while, but they haven't required it. So I
Yeah.
think I think it's been a voluntary basis kind of thing.
Yeah, down here, people were like, "Oh, the wireless signals from the meter are messing with my head,"
Yeah.
and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And it was-
Yeah, the
weird.
5G wireless signals are giving me COVID. Yeah.
Yeah,
the
right.
meters are all talking to each other. The government knows
Beep,
when
beep,
I'm
boop. It was
plugging
like
in
Lord of
my
the Rings with the trees.
Yeah.
this. The government knows when I plug in my vibrator into the
Like,
power slot.
Bro,
you
I
know,
want to
it's
eat.
like-
I want to eat enough mushrooms to where
People are
utility
like,
pole starts
"Oh."
talking to me.
They're gonna know when I turn on the TV and all this. I'm like, stop
Bro.
being so stupid. I was like,
Yeah,
do you think the water company is gonna, when they have the new digital meters, that they're gonna know when you're taking a shower or doing this or doing that? Sure,
Yeah.
they'll see water running. They're not
I
gonna
don't. You
fucking
know
tell
what?
it
If you know
is.
when I'm taking a shower, good. Because you know what? That means you're not going to sniff
Now,
me when we meet.
I will say that some of the newer smart meters basically use your input to say at 8 o'clock tonight I turned on the stove.
Yeah.
All right, here's how much kW it used. All right, at 10 o'clock I got in the shower. Here's how much kW the water heater got. Right, so
Right.
you start building an average. You can make out what appliances are using power in
Like
your
in
house.
the
Sure.
UK, the UK has that thing that everyone knows about now, thanks to Reddit, where they have that time of the day where they know basically when everyone gets home from work.
Oh yeah.
There's
For sure.
the national grid gets stressed because everyone uses an electric fucking kettle.
Right.
Yeah.
Those things
Yeah.
pull 1,000 watts.
Yeah, they do.
Multiply that times how many million limey fucks.
So it does make sense because now if power goes out, I mean, and knock on wood, it's been a long time here. What I will notice sometimes is like during the last hurricane was power went out, came back on, went out, like that quick, and it was out for about 2 minutes and then came back on, and then it was on the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So I asked a buddy of mine who works for Duke Energy, and he's like, "Yeah, those are those automatic sensing where they're like off, tries to come back on. That load is gigantic, off,
Yeah.
waits,
It's-
it's
yeah.
switching, and then it comes back on."
Like you
I'm
try
like,
to
"Dude,
try to
that's-"
pick something up, you get it up a little bit, you're like, yeah, no,
and
no,
I'm
no,
like-
I know.
It just does okay.
I'm gonna hurt my back.
And I'm like, "Dude, that's just cool as shit." You know?
It is.
'Cause He's like, "Yeah." He was before because they used to have to do that manually. The dudes would have to go out with the fucking insulated poles, flip breakers and do all kinds of shit. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's just a perfect storm over there in Tejas.
It is, and that's fine. I mean, the upside is my area was my house was fine. I didn't have any problems at all with power or anything like that. It's been fine. It's just a lot of my buddies have had that problem. I mean, I was offering my house up because I've got some friends with month-old babies and stuff like that. So I'm like, I got room, man. If you need, y'all can come over and stay warm. That's okay.
Hell yeah, you got that whole upstairs.
Mhm.
Like I offer a
Hotel.
sacrifice.
Yeah, it's like a hotel, Casa de Angsty.
I will come take care of
Shit,
your child, but
I rode a tornado through.
like,
up there.
you can come watch for your child here, but when you leave, it'll be only you that'll be leaving. The child will stay.
Scarred for life
That's the
after
cost.
that.
Scarred for life after what?
After the tornado scare, wake up, I'm thinking it's tornado. It's the fucking jets taking off from the damn airport.
Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But there
Yeah.
was a tornado because the sirens were going
The
off.
sirens went off.
And
That's
then-
right.
And then,
I forgot
and then the
about that.
sirens go. The sirens are still going, and then I'm sitting there and I hear. I'm like, they usually say it sounds like a train, but this sounds like a fuck. And then I hear the jets take off. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, it sounds like F-29s. Oh yeah.
fucking two jets. What are you doing flying around right now? Get the shit out of here.
Thomas Tank Engine don't got shit on this.
I was like, what the hell?
It's like I live 2 blocks away from the subway, and anyone who lives along 31st Street in my neighborhood, that's literally where like the train tracks run along. How do you do it?
How? What, with the train?
Yeah,
So where I went to school,
because
there's
it's not just it's one thing if you have to listen to passing trains, right?
yeah,
But you have to listen to it, and you also have to listen to the braking too.
yeah.
If you're close enough, you hear the ping pong on the platform.
Yeah.
you get all the sounds because you have stops.
Right. So where I went to
and
school,
then takes
there's
off
a
the.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't do that.
Where I went to school, there's a train track that goes right through campus, basically, right? And trains blow through there all the time, day and night. And I got so where my dorm was, it was close enough to where you could hit a golf ball to the tracks. It was quite close, and it bothered me for a while, for probably a couple of months, and then it got to be totally soothing. Like I just totally passed out to the sound of thundering trains. It was fine. It's okay. You get used to a lot of things, I think.
I don't know. I haven't gotten used to the fucking construction site next door. They're building a house or rebuilding a house today, and I feel like they don't really have a schedule. I feel like they just work on that house whenever the fuck they want during the week. Because yesterday was quiet. Today it was just like I decided to like lay in bed for an extra half hour, even though I was already on the clock.
Ooh.
And then I just hear clank, like iron on iron clank.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay. Today was mostly a headphones day. Actually, the headphones are one thing. Actually, if I have the speakers on, that's actually better. I think the speakers might work better while I'm working.
Here, before I forget, Massey, I'm gonna share your other picture, the one with the guy in the sunning himself.
Oh yeah.
I hate to be on a plane taking off during a tornado. You know what I think? You know what movie that reminds me of? TF Cooks. You ever seen Almost Famous?
No, I remember the name, but I don't think I actually saw it.
Like an early 2000s movie with Kate Hudson.
Yeah,
total dime in that movie, by the way. There's a scene where the band and the dude, they're all arguing on like this small ass charter plane, and they're like driving through this like mega storm. I'm just sitting there thinking like, I guess it would be good to be arguing during that because I'd be losing my shit otherwise.
Yeah.
And we're talking like drinks falling over, thunder, all that, and they're just having like the huge buildup of the conflict in the movie happens on this plane in the scene.
Yeah. Where's that other one? Oh yeah, I've got that other picture, Masty. I don't remember the context. You want to tell?
That was a power line that fell.
Zoe Deschanel also in that movie
blew a hole through the sidewalk and turned the sand into glass. Yeah, it's like lightning. Yeah.
So yeah, Angsty, you should watch Almost Famous. Basically, I think Festy summed it up very short what the movie's about. True story of a teenage reporter from Rolling Stone traveling with a band for a story. They're like an up and coming band.
Mm-hmm. Burn right through. Yeah. Water. Because you can see the snow, so it was probably like how the concrete has like little holes, so there's probably water in it.
I said this before the show. If anyone's watched Photonic Induction's YouTube channel, that's what his rug looks like on a good day. At least when he was still doing videos upstairs in his house.
Yeah, because I don't know about this, but that concrete looks pretty thin. If you look at the slab in the back, there's definitely no rebar in there. So
oh yeah, I doubt it. On the sidewalk there's probably no rebar,
but yeah, that shit got hot. You can see it in the snow. So yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, I guess I didn't zoom up to the left side over there.
Yep. This is why you don't touch the power lines. Yeah.
TF Cooks has an atomizer short. That's exactly what that looks like.
Dude, how many of you have actually seen a fucking transformer explode?
Not in person.
Dude, I saw. So I've seen it happen like 6 or 7 times in my lifetime. Most of them happening on the highway.
Yeah,
I've seen it on the highway during a storm. You see like, I've seen some just on the horizon. They were like near an exit or something. Like just on the LIE here, I saw one explode just right on the side. It couldn't have been more than a few hundred feet away. I was like,
I've seen a
so
few.
bright. They're so fucking bright.
How's that?
It's insane.
I've seen some on the highway, but most have been, again during hurricanes or bad storms where it's dark out and it's just like a light show.
Yeah.
There were
So I've seen sparky ones, but I've never seen one like blow.
Yeah, you hear
like,
them.
go.
Yeah, I've
I've
heard
seen
some.
one blow.
I've heard some because like one of my biggest habits of growing up was just looking outside during a big storm, right? Like opening the storm door,
I love
rolling
it.
down the screen a little.
It's
Even when
the
it's
best.
snowing, I would just always be watching or something. And sometimes you just you see a boom
Yeah.
or something incredibly bright because something got fucked up. Sometimes you hear it. You hear the you're like,
Now, I've been a couple dozen feet away from a lightning strike before, and that'll make you piss your pants a little bit.
No thanks. I had one where across the street it hit a pine tree and it just blew the fucking bark like a mile.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then us being stupid, we're like, oh, let's go find the glass that the lightning makes while the storm is still going on under the fucking tree that just got hit by lightning. We're like, oh, it can't hit it again.
Right. Why would it hit there again? Lightning never strikes twice, right?
Probability.
the one time we had a tornado hit NYC, I was in college. I may have talked about this on some previous episode, but it was bad. Like it was two simultaneous ones. Like one came up the coast of Brooklyn, I think, and one came up the coast of Queens and merged.
Ooh, fun.
And came right through where I was. So people were like taking refuge in the subway station because the nearest major subway station on my campus is in, I think it was Forest Hills Station, suburby part of Queens, right? But very busy station. So like videos I was seeing from people, and this is like the early things of some shit's going down. Let's post it on Facebook. It was like 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
I was in the one building on campus that doesn't have any fucking windows. Dead ass. Like, and it was a boring fucking early or late 19th, early 20th century American history class.
Yeah.
It had to do more so with commercial, like consumer, the early stages of consumerism and all that. Like we were looking at old, like early advertising and all that. Already, it was an interesting class on paper, but the professor sucked. But here's the thing. This happened after our like hour 15-minute take a break. Me and my friend smoked our cigarette. This happened after that, and everything looked normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we come outside after, so we heard all the ventilation in the building rattling just from the wind.
Sure.
So we were just like,
What the hell's going on out there?
Not even like, is something going on in the building?
Mm.
Right? Is there something up with the gas? I don't know what the fuck. We go outside, dude. The whole fucking campus was turned upside down. Like some of the oldest trees in NYC were just,
Oh.
yeah. Fucking nuts, dude. There were so many old trees on that campus. You'd like a tree I may have been sitting on, smoking weed under a few weeks earlier, you know?
Mhm.
It just reminded me.
You know what the worst part was? I was out of cigarettes too.
Oh.
No one was on campus. Everyone was fucking got the fuck out of there. I was stuck on campus with like $19 on my bank account and no cigarettes. It was terrible. It was not a good time.
It's a bad day.
And the single most annoying kid at the radio station was also stuck on campus with us.
Inksy, you should find because we were talking about the driveway being steep. You should find the video of the truck sliding down the street that I posted a couple days ago.
Ugh.
Here, I'll get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might have to find that. I don't know if I can find that very quickly.
I'll find it quick. Because we were talking about the driveway at Inksy's house.
Yeah.
How steep it was, and Ahmed was like, "No, I don't remember being that steep." I'm like, "Dude, that shit was deep as fuck."
Yeah, so now I'm thinking if your driveway gets iced over, you know, like what the fuck is the name of that Winter Olympic sport where they're on the really long skis and they go down the super long,
The long jump or whatever.
yeah. You could do that on your driveway. You just go down, just go like this, just tuck and just hope you start sliding down.
Yeah.
that just slide down the driveway.
Is this it? Yeah, here we go. Okay, I don't know how you're gonna play this. You might have to just screen share. I mean, it doesn't have any audio, but
Yeah,
Like I
just
said,
shoot me the link. I'll get it up.
I did. I put it in chat.
Like when you
Okay.
run in Super Mario and then you hit Z
You-
before you backflip.
Yeah.
You hold,
You need-
hold the Z button down.
You need it on Discord?
Oh, Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if it's public. If it's public, I can do
It
it.
should. It should.
Oh, this one, yeah, it's public.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're
good.
playing. You're playing
And
Tokyo Drift music on that.
yeah, that would be a good one. Okay, my screen.
It's it was in Texas somewhere. I thought it was. They said it was in Austin. Yeah. All right. So here's a few things. Okay, things that I want to know. And apparently, which
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit. Apparently, the guy didn't hit anything. If you watch the video, he fucking smashes into something as soon as he goes off frame because you see like smoke come out or whatever.
Oh really?
Yeah. And you can kind of hear it on the
You
video.
can kind of
when-
hear it for sure.
Yeah. So, anyways, my question is
Oh God, you can see some smoke coming out. Oh, hold on.
I know it's like a cartoon.
So, I know he was sliding down this way, but at any point, if he tried to like straighten himself out, like would anything have worked? Just I have to
Well,
ask.
so here's the thing. So my question is right at 5 seconds, he pulls out, right? And he starts like sliding.
Hmm.
What does it look like he turned the fucking truck off?
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
he-
like the fucking controller, that unplug the controller. That's exactly what it looked like.
he was like freaking out. Like, what are you doing?
That's right.
Yeah, like why not try to gas it back into the driveway, right?
Right.
To me, look,
but there's
I'm
just,
just
if you're
thinking.
going sideways, man, there's nothing you can do. It's fine.
dude, that thing,
Dude, that happened to me once.
thing's
It
got
was like,
drive. Okay, he could have at least tried to get it to grab on the grass.
Yeah.
If you would have just gotten the front tires on the grass or gotten just
Yeah.
a little bit,
he's,
you know, maybe
he's in a far superior vehicle than what most of us are driving when we get into a pickle like this.
Right.
But to me, it's like he freaked out that he was
Yeah.
sliding down the hill. You know,
I got this truck with a Chevy Strong.
Chevy strong.
Chevy Strong, Chevy truck, and doing truck stuff. So
That's not like a regular car reviews thing.
I was
That's what it sounds
driving-
like.
So the part where like the nearest hospital to my old house, dude, it's at the bottom of a giant fucking hill. So driving back,
Yeah.
it was a little bit slidey. It snowed. My car was not like I was gonna go into the fucking car behind me. You know what I kept doing?
Yeah.
I was just revving my shit enough, spinning my tires just to keep myself in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a front wheel drive Honda Civic, my dude. What the fuck did this guy have?
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about
An $80,000 truck is what he had.
I'm thinking about not letting my car insurance go up.
this was in Tennessee.
That's what motivated me to keep my shit together.
it was in Nashville. It was
Ah.
near Nashville.
There you go. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because most of the
So-
stuff down here has been just
Because you know how many
snow.
times I've been in those kinds of situations. I'm like, God, I wish I had like a CRV or something with
Yeah.
all-wheel drive. And meanwhile, this motherfucker.
Yeah, it is $80,000 truck just sliding sideways down.
I'll say the same thing to like that 5'4" woman who can't see over the steering wheel trying to drive like she's Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah. So we got distracted by a minute ago. I wanted to mention that TF Cook said that he saw a transformer go one time, was hit by lightning, and it formed ball lightning and went into his garage and popped.
Ooh.
I've never seen ball lightning. I read about it, but I've never seen one.
I have seen it.
Have you really?
I've seen ball lightning, and it's funny because it didn't hit the power lines, but it was lightning near the power lines.
Mm.
And I don't know if the electric field around the power lines had something to do with it, but it was very brief. It was like, not up close. Like you're kind of like, what the fuck? Did I just see a ball
Yeah.
in the sky?
Yeah, no, I've read about them, and it's super cool. Like it's an awesome thing. And I've been through. I mean, I'm from the southeast. With daily thunderstorms, like every afternoon it's just a thunderstorm, and I love thunderstorms. And I've seen tons of lightning throughout my life, but I've never seen ball lightning. I always thought it would be cool to see one, as long as I was far enough away.
Ball lightning, but I've been close enough to lightning.
Yeah.
That I've seen plasma.
Yeah.
That was fucking scary.
Yeah.
That was when I thought I was bugging. Long story short, I was sleeping. My head was at the foot of my bed. Lightning came. What seemingly felt like right at my window. I wasn't far off because guess what happened? Like some 10 minutes later, the fire trucks are on the block. It hit my neighbor's house.
Ooh.
So I wasn't crazy.
Yeah.
And
I saw that shit. I was like,
yesterday they said, that 74% of the United States was covered in snow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Like, not me.
Little pocket of 90-degree weather right there.
Our snow's just going away. Like it's been melting. Like it rained. It was like 45 degrees yesterday.
84, and I mean that's what I was saying. A couple days ago, we actually broke a record of 88. It was almost 90 degrees. Like I'm like, give me some fucking cold.
I offered to send you a box of cold.
I honestly feel like there's a big buffer line right in North Florida where they just push the shit out. They're like, get out of here.
No, it's no use to me, man.
We don't want any of that.
Hace frío. No.
Honestly, cold weather sweetens up the oranges.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not too much, just enough.
I'm all about the frozen concentrated orange juice market.
But yeah. Hey, Ahmed, did you see? Did you notice the person's last name for this Fox video for the?
Yes.
Last name Delegato.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Tengo Delegato en mis pantalones.
What are you gonna say, Anxie? Yeah, Paul Delegato.
Or hell, let me cue up Modovar.
Gustavo.
You're now a proud owner, one.
Gustavo.
Where's studio mode? I gotta set that up. Pre-intro.
Oh, sorry to shift it to something vaping related. Somewhat vaping related in the moment. Of course, if I can turn off my camera,
we are live in Orange County.
Just want to stay cropped. Anyway, something we missed last month.
What?
Was our 7 year.
Oh wow!
Holy shit!
7 motherfucking years.
We got some comments about that. By the way, shout out to Just Shields. Apparently she's been she's way behind, but she's catching up. I've gotten like
she's
7 notifications this week.
she's a day oneer.
Yeah,
she's
been around forever.
But yeah, so take this minute or two to be lame and be like, thank you for sticking with us, all 9 of you right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's cool. We've gotten multiple comments over the last couple of weeks from old people coming back and going, holy shit, y'all are still doing this.
It was something I observed. I'm like, this is the 4th room that I've done the show from.
Ooh.
4th room. The first episode I did in my bedroom, and then I quickly moved from there after a few episodes. And then it was the basement with that furnace that everybody loves. And then I sold the house, and then was in my last apartment for about 1.5 years, and now I'm here. So yeah, kind of crazy. You watched the first episode, notice how little gray hair I have. There's maybe like 2 or 3 on there.
Yeah, I feel you there. I've got a few more myself.
So yeah, it's always nice. It's a nice little passage of time, kind of. We've been doing this long enough that you can go back and be like, wow. Yeah, we're all skinnier then. Except Masty. Masty's gotten skinnier.
I was about to say, I think I've lost a few since then too.
I went the
Masty stuck with it out of all of up and down, the rest of us.
Marksky said that he's had lightning strike his chairlift a few times. A huge blue fireball that zips down the rope screaming like a banshee. Yikes.
I forgot the Marksky. does the Mountain Life.
That's right.
He's a good person to ask about that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Cook said that one that he saw, he said it looked like a very angry ghost. It made a loud crackling noise. I bet it did.
Yeah, dude, like when I saw that lightning, it's so fucking split second. There's not really much to it that you remember aside from I saw what was that purpley shit I saw? That was plasma.
Yeah.
It was like very purpley pink up close. More pink than anything because it's so goddamn bright. And yeah, I thought it was curtains for your boy. And I wasn't far off.
So I can't find it. Mark said, I remember the Massbuds micro being checked every week. I've got one of the cases available, or the plates available. The other one, the actual mod is somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it's at. Oh, there it is. It's over there.
You know what?
What?
Oh, never mind. I wish I could power my Mass Mod Mini off of my. I got a powered USB hub recent, but it only does 2.1 amp out.
Well, you can't even see your engraving anymore, Masty. It's barely even there.
Just take a
How much fucking dead skin is in that engraving?
I have no idea. I think it's just dust.
I was gonna say take some alcohol and a little brush and it'll clean right out.
Like you're doing fucking bones in Jurassic Park.
You got to have like a toothbrush or something to get up in there. Clean it out. Yeah, I don't even.
Bro, and you're saying you don't want to do a mustache? You can't do a mustache? Do that. You need a mustache.
Dude, yes, you would. That would be great. I don't even know if I want to bring up the whole vape drama that we read about last week. With the guy going after Matt.
Oh,
yeah. So apparently there's this guy turning people into the ATF and the FDA and
what?
ATF.
Yeah. So apparently he turned Matt and actually had to get lawyers and stuff last year. Turned him in because of something having to do with still distributing vape gear or something like that. He's like,
oh my god, are you kidding?
Oh, the tobacco part of ATF.
No. This wasn't the ATF piece. This was still the FDA, where it had to do with his Addy that he designed.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't help who my distributors sell to, or who whatever. They're gonna sell all over the world.
They're gonna go after somebody though.
Yeah. So anyways, he had to spend some money and get lawyers better. But you used one of those black cotton things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you gotta use nylon brush.
Yeah, I can't go in there.
But anyways, so now he's on him again, and he's saying that because Matt was on a show with either Phil or somebody else he did a live show or something like that, where he was saying that there's still ways to get around the vape ban shipping piece. Wow. That now he's, officially stating that, you can, even though those were his views, he's basically saying that this is how you can circumvent, the laws that are going to be in place for, all of these carriers to stop, shipping any of the vape stuff. So
dude, how fucking sad how sad do you have to be to go after somebody like Cully, who is,
yeah,
of all the people that we've met in vaping, Cully, he was amongst the nicest
he was amongst the nicest.
Yeah.
And he was our into the big timer party. He really was.
Yeah.
And he was arguably like he was incredibly helpful for us getting us out there, our shit. So, we love Matt.
And apparently that's all this guy loves doing.
And also, Matt's one of my favoriteest people that I've ever met in this business, just from a shooting the shit with him standpoint.
Yeah. He was a good dude.
Yeah. So
not that, not that Phil or Nick or any of the other guys aren't good guys, but Matt's a cool dude. I like Matt.
Yeah. When it really comes down to it, I think we've spent more time with Matt than any of the other guys. That's what it comes down, Maybe. I talked
Fine,
with him
anyways,
a
it
lot.
was-
Him and Belinda Hand,
Mm-hmm.
Belinda Foot.
Brolinda. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's still funny to see the dumpster fire that is still vape drama.
Man, that
Sure,
sucks.
yeah, and Matt doesn't deserve that.
So,
No.
Or have there been some YouTubers I've seen over the years who might deserve that sort of inconvenience?
Yeah.
Maybe.
yeah.
Arguably.
You know how I feel. So,
Mhm.
but not Matt. Matt don't deserve that.
I don't know what ended up happening with it, but
Oh, Mark, you are absolutely right.
Is that right? I never
And-
tried it.
So no, he is absolutely right. Matt didn't like it either. At least talking to him. At least, let me put it this way: he had an idea, and it went through
China.
the smartest guys in the room, and that's what they came out with.
Yeah.
His at least from what I understand, his idea was not that. At least his original design.
Yeah.
I saw the idea.
They can't all be made by Van and Dell and those guys, right?
Right. So it was a matter of if he took it to somebody different, it may have come out differently. Ultimately, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So
Mark said, "Ooh, Muddit's still got one in mint condition. What? Oh, the mini. He's got a mini still. Yeah, Muddit's got a mini. He doesn't have a micro. Nobody's got a micro. I've only got the micro.
but I think Matt's the one who, it was his velocity that I tried when we were in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, I think.
Was that right?
Yeah, I tried his. He got a velocity from Cisco before it came out,
Mm-hmm.
and basically it was his that I tried, and I was just like, "Yo, this thing is fucking good." I was like very impressed with it. So
I think one of the ones we went to in South Carolina, I tried Nick's. Nick Grimmy had the Aeolus, which is the only top air
that
dripper
was
that
like
I thought was pretty good.
that was like the higher-ish quality China stuff. I remember I had
Yeah.
one. I used one for a while.
Yeah, I had one for a while too. It was good. I've still got it around somewhere.
And then I'm like, wow, this shit is just as cheap.
Yeah.
After all the finish started, all that nickel plating. This was black when I got it.
Yeah. No, Mark. The only micro is this one. This is the only one that exists. Masty didn't want to do it anymore, and I can't blame him. I've seen the lid off. I still think he used some TARDIS technology to get all that shit in there. It's the mini is the one that plugs in, and it's great, but it's not as compact as that.
Mass didn't have to cram as much shit into there.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, when you don't have to put a battery in there, it's just like you have so much more room for activities.
That's right.
So-
Vanessa is a sweetheart. She absolutely is.
the thread is gone now.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so I wonder if it got again to lawyer level and he had to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think she was so entertaining because she's so endearing because she's such a nice person and has and she's very pretty, but has got that laugh which is hysterical, right? It's impossible to not laugh with her because it is such a ridiculous laugh.
Yeah.
She's
I
a
don't know,
fun person.
I think
to
at
be
one
around.
point when we were in Oklahoma, there just came a point where I was just so drunk and she started laughing. I'm just like, I'm over it.
That dinner we
I
had,
think I was just like, I had one of those like drink in my hand, just like, I'm over this laugh.
that birthday dinner in Tampa, that was some funny shit.
Oh, was that the surprise part?
Yeah.
There was a surprise involved, right? Oh man,
Yeah.
I was so fucking wasted that weekend. I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah.
Jesus. Tampa may have been my hardest weekend going. Yeah.
We did go pretty hard in tandem. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I had a lot of feelings to drink. I got it done that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That and VaporCon. VaporCon I actually yacked at. You know, it was also just because not every con do I feel comfortable getting that wasted around specific people, you know.
Yeah.
VaporCon was a bit more homey, more old school.
That was one I never made to, right? That's
And, you know, yeah, that was in Virginia. That was like the most rundown show, but it was also one of the funnest.
yeah.
Um,
She is funny and she's sweet too, for sure. All right, I have a million things that I got to get done tonight, so we need to call it. Everybody, sorry for the slightly delayed open. The internets are weird, but fortunately we will be back.
Anx needs to spray his internet line in Rain-X. So
That's right.
So you can, get some bandwidth out.
Get some bandwidth back.
You need
out.
what is it? You need cold cranking kbps. That's what you need.
Yeah.
New
All right.
initiative moving forward in the state of Texas.
You guys, thank you very much for coming out there. If you're in an area that's been affected by the polar vortex, then stay warm and stay safe and all the other junk that's coming out there. We'll be back next week, barring anything. Well, who knows? The way 2021's been going, who knows? We'll see. The plan is to be back next week.
Hey, you're around.
Later, everybody.